Well, howdy, folks. My name is Jason, and this is a new channel for me, Carnivorous Texan. Born and raised in Texas, lived in the Dallas-Fort Worth area my whole life, and still work here. Now I'm raising my family just east of Dallas. And anyway, just a little bit about my story. I decided to do this because I've been kind of on a up and down weight loss journey ever since my 20s. I got overweight at a young age, probably around 9 or 10, and was the fat kid. Grew up very overweight. I started playing sports in junior high and high school, which kept me, relatively in shape, but I was still always fat. And you'll see from my pictures that, I developed a lot of chest fat, which, man boobs, which I guess they were boy boobs back then. Anyway, that's always been a very big source of insecurity for me. And so, in my 20s, I wanted to lose weight. I did Weight Watchers. I, developed an actual like Weight Watchers Excel program that helped me, and it worked for a while. But, as with anything, as soon as you start getting off of it, then the weight just comes right back on. So I think back then I got up to 230 pounds and wanted to lose weight. So I did. I got down to 180 over a period of probably 8 or 9 months. Put that weight back on pretty quickly. Then 2011, when I got married, I was about, 205 or something, and was feeling good. And then, marriage and kids and weightlifting and things like that, I ended up putting on, a bunch of weight when the kids were born. And back in 2017 is when I first got really serious about, doing some kind of intermittent fasting. And so I did keto, intermittent fasting, 2017. And long story short, I was laying in bed with my son, and the bed broke underneath me. Now it was because there was a loose screw and on the rail, and the rail is what failed. So it wasn't all because I was fat, but I took it as I needed to do something about my weight. So anyway, I was 262 at that point. That's the heaviest I've ever been, even to this day. And I'll be 44 in about 10 days now. So, so that was when I was 37. And so, gosh, 7 years ago now already, but 2017, and that was in November of 2017. So I actually started doing intermittent fasting back on Thanksgiving Day of 2017. And from then to May of 2018, I lost 70 pounds doing intermittent fasting, keto, and did a lot of working out, a lot of basketball playing, a lot of lifting, a lot of CrossFit style workouts, things like that. Well, anyway, so then, I got down to 190. So I went from 262 to 190 at my lowest. So that was 72 pounds that I lost. And I was feeling great. And then, started a new job. They had free snacks. They had free sodas. I kind of thought, I'll just take a break, So I kind of slowly crept up back to about 215 to 220. And I was kind of comfortable there for a while. I wore, a vest over my shirts to work. And so, being just a little overweight didn't bother me as much. But what ended up happening was COVID hit. And I put on, I now say is my COVID-19, which at the time I went from 220 back up to 240. And then ever since then, I've been struggling at 240, been, trying to go on to a diet, off of a diet, on to, off. Got up to like 246 or 7. And then I did a 30-day carnivore challenge. I've been watching Dr. Ken Berry. I watch all kinds of people on YouTube. Kelly Hogan, I think, is one of them. I watch, Dr. Chafee, a lot of Thomas DeLauer back in the day, especially when I was doing keto. I also love Jordan Peterson and Michaela. I heard their stories, and so I did a 30-day carnivore challenge. I actually lost 20 pounds in 30 days and was feeling great. I went from, no, I'm sorry. I lost maybe 15 pounds in 30 days. So I went from about 250 down to around 230, 6 or something like that. So 14, 15 pounds in 30 days. It's feeling great, and then stress. And anyway, I went back off carnivore because I was done with my 30 days. And finally, I got out of control. I got 3 small kids, so there's snacks in the house all the time. I'm making dinner for them all the time, making every meal for them when they're not in school. And anyway, it gets hard to say no to the delicious looking food. But I basically stopped. I was about to have to upgrade or upsize my wardrobe again. And I got on the scale. I was scared to get on scale. This was 3 weeks ago. But I finally did. I got on the scale and I was at 254, which is almost back to my original weight that I started at back in 2017. And I got really upset. And so I just decided, like, you know what? I'm going to go back on carnivore and I'm just going to do it. And, unless something changes, this is just going to be the way I eat from now on. So anyway, that was in late February. So it was 3 weeks ago. So that would have been February 26th when I started. Today, as I'm filming this, it's March 18th. So it's 3 weeks that I've been on it, 21 days. This is day 22. I'm down 11.2 pounds. My energy's back up. I'm very much, my mood is very much stabilized over the last couple of weeks. Don't have a lot of sugar cravings, even though I'm, making all kinds of stuff for my kids, quesadillas, mac and cheese, and all the stuff that I pig out on as a fat kid and still will pig out on. So anyway, I'm 21 days in. I plan on doing this for the foreseeable future, and I just wanted to document my journey. And I figured, if this helps somebody else out, I know there's a ton of people doing carnivore now and getting good results. Maybe there's something unique that I bring to the table, having yo-yo dieted for so long and being successful with another form of weight loss at one time. I think the biggest thing, with my success before was I was just white knuckling it all the time. And I don't want to have to do that. I want to be able to control, leptin is your hunger hormone. And when you eat one meal a day, it's great or I was doing intermittent fasting. So I was doing one meal a day. OMAD, for those of you who don't know what that is. But, I was doing OMAD and it was fine. But I mean, my OMAD some days consisted of pigging out on donuts, in the morning, and then having like a protein shake or something, or a green juice or something, and then white knuckling it for the rest of the day, trying to keep myself busy and not, be telling myself that I can't eat that again, or I can't eat anything for the rest of the day. And I just didn't want to do that. The white knuckling gets old after a while. It's why, once I got to the weight where I was like, oh, this is great, and things changed, instead of being able to just continue on the path that I was on, I reverted back and I started eating more, foods again. And the bad thing that I've found about intermittent fasting is that you can say, oh, this is going to be the only meal I eat today. And then when you get hungry 8 hours later, then you start making excuses, or at least I did. And it'd be like, well, I'm still within an 8-hour eating window, but then, that turns into a 10-hour eating window, 12, and then it just doesn't matter anymore. And so everything like that is a slippery slope for me. And I've heard people say that you can turn off, or you have a dial, like just dial down the carbs or back off. I don't have a dial. I have a switch. It's either yes or no. And so I'm saying no. I'm going to document this journey, and I hope you'll come along with me.